When I was a child, the monster underneath my bed was real. Most people think I'm joking when I say that. I'm very serious. They say I'm crazy or that I'm misremembering. I could never forget. I know what I saw. I must have been about 8 years old at the time. It was a school night and I had to get up early the next morning. Back then, I wasn't afraid of the dark. Weird, right? The only reason I didn't want to go to bed was so that I could stay up watching cartoons or playing video games. But Mom and Dad were pretty strict, so they sent me off at the usual time. I reluctantly obeyed, leaving the Empire just shy of conquering the galaxy. It was an old Star Wars game. Anyways, I headed upstairs towards my room. I was going to go straight to bed, but my mom stopped me, yelling from the living room for me to brush my teeth. I yelled back, "Okay," and went to the bathroom. I ran the cold water at full blast, grabbed my toothbrush and squeezed a glob of toothpaste on it. I swiped that under the water, then clenched my teeth, bared them, and brushed just what I could see. I don't remember why I did it that way, just a dumb kid thing. Once I was done brushing my teeth, I put everything away, turned off the water, and went to my room. I didn't even bother turning on the light. I just walked over to my bed in the dark and dropped in. I twisted around, trying to get comfortable and binding my blanket up around me in the process. Then I gradually drifted off. I woke up sometime later. It was pitch black and the house was silent. My parents must have gone to bed. I lay there, eyes closed, trying to fall back asleep, but for some reason, I couldn't. I remember being afraid that my mom would find out I had stayed up part of the night. As that thought was running through my young mind, I became vaguely aware of a strange, guttural sound coming from beneath my bed. I tried to convince myself that it was just the floorboards. The sound continued, whisper quiet, for ages. It came in short spurts, broken by long silences. Just as I would manage to dismiss my concern, it returned, louder and louder, until finally I could make out words. It was not a human voice, but the voice of something imitating a person. Just like how parrots imitate people, or like how sometimes the sounds a dog makes might be interpreted as certain words. But this voice was harsh, deep, and breathy, and the words it spoke were directed at me.
Make sure.
I froze and held my eyes shut. I was gripped by a fear so intense that it felt like I couldn't breathe. I didn't want to breathe, because every breath I took sounded like the loudest thing I'd ever heard. My heartbeat was drumming in my ears, my entire body keenly aware of the bed slightly shifting underneath me. I stayed alert and awake all night, not moving, not opening my eyes, barely breathing, just listening. After those first words, the voice returned to mumbling, and as night turned to morning, it faded entirely. The bed stopped shifting, and birds started chirping. I didn't move or relax until my dad opened my door and, seeing me still apparently asleep, came in. "Avery, you're going to be late for school." I didn't respond. "Back to this, huh? All right." He picked me up and carried me out of my room. As we were leaving, I took a peek at what was underneath my bed. I was squinting, but I'm sure that I saw 8 bulbous eyes staring back up at me. I turned my head away immediately and went about my day trying to pretend like nothing had happened. I avoided my room and the dark as much as possible after that, and to this day I don't leave any open space underneath my bed.